Well, right now it's just past noon. The sun has reached its zenith, but in 8 hours' time, only headlights will be showing the way. One team will get a chance to experience the thrill of victory at Indianapolis. The front row, the Porsche, Patrick Niederhauser. The Mercedes of Lucas Stoltz, row 2, Adam Adelson in the Porsche, Sheldon van der Linde in the BMW. The field approaching the VP acceleration zone, and there to wave the Star-Spangled Banner is Rutledge Wood, and we are racing for the 5th time at the Indianapolis 8-hour. The roaring field down into turn number 1, and a big move early on from the Adelson car to get up into the 3rd spot. The Polson are able to control the lead so far, Kyle. Clean and green through the first couple of corners.
Yeah, so far so good. Here comes the 4, Lucas Stoltz up the inside there of the 130. They're neck and neck, door to door as they make their way to the chicane for the first time.
Oh, they're still side by side, but wisely they get it sorted out before they get to that chicane. That number 4 car, the Lone Star car, that qualified second. They've been shuffled back here in the early going. Lucas Stoltz on the back foot. Look at the Random Vandals car on the charge, making it 3 wide down Holman Boulevard, 2 into 1. 2 positions gained for the BMW.
Kenton Cook on the move, attacking hard early here as they make their way through turn number 7 and into 8, 9, and 10 on the opening lap. Everybody single file now, Ryan.
Kenton Cook had a brilliant drive in Pirelli GT4 America this morning to take the championship lead with 1 round to go, and he's picked up right where he's left off. Brilliant start for the American to bring the Random Vandals car up into 4th.
Into turn 12 for the first time there. A look from the 31 of van der Linde on Niederhauser. Wasn't able to get alongside now, and filtering back through to finish the first 2.4-mile lap at Indianapolis.
Frantic opening lap, but from pole position, it'll be Patrick Niederhauser leading the way, but second place has changed hands. Lucas Stoltz has been shuffled all the way back to the 5th position. Sheldon van der Linde up to 2nd, and how about Adam Adelson? In the Pro class this year, coming under pressure though from Kenton Cook. Adelson gives him a wide berth and he'll let him play through, Cal.
Yeah, smart move there. 8-hour race, long way to go. They're in championship contention, leading right now. They just need a good, clean day. I think the first point of order is to get to that halfway point, Ryan, and score points today.
Wow, what a frantic start to this race, but it was clean. That's what we like to see. Now everyone can settle into a rhythm. Already, Dan Harper from 23rd on the grid, Kyle, he's up to 16th.
Yeah, big moves here early, and you have to take advantage of this when the field is so tight together. You have no idea how many times we're going to get a reset with a full course yellow, Ryan. Last year, only 1 to reset the day.
And last year is no indication. You can't count on that for your strategy, which puts the pressure on to execute to perfection. Adelson dropped that spot a moment ago to Cook, and now he comes under pressure from Lucas Stoltz. Remarkable when you consider Adam is in just his 2nd season of GT3 racing, Calvin, and he doesn't have much racing period on the CV, but right now he's kept Lucas Stoltz behind.
Yeah, just think of the stage, final round of the championship. We're here in Indianapolis, and he's got factory drivers all around his ears right now.
It's a real show of just how good Adam Adelson is at this young stage in his career. Side by side behind these two, they might be Mercedes factory mates, but there's no apparent love lost here in the early going. Mauro Engel going on the attack, but how about Philip Eng? We heard Bill Oberlin describe him as a rocket ship. He contemplated making it 3 wide. Instead, he leaves it to the Mercedes, Kyle, to battle it out between themselves.
Yes, just as they did on the opening lap. A little bit of hip and shoulder there through the opening sector. Into turn 4, the 28 of Eng on the attack, but he gets cut off there into turn 4, Cal.
Yeah, and he's got to be careful there. Luca Mars is in his shadows there, looking for a way through. The Acura from Racers Edge has been very fast here this weekend. He gets a big run through turn 6. Ryan Philip Eng's shadow right now, looking for an opportunity. Eng immediately goes on the defensive right of the screen there, as you can see. And that multicolored ST machine almost cuts off Mars there as they get into the brake zone for turn 7.
Some lofty company for Luca Mars to keep in his first season of GT3 racing, a graduate of the HPD Driver Academy, but he's going nose to tail here with Philip Eng, the defending race winner of this event, and a guy who won here overall in a GTP prototype just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's got a ton of momentum. Obviously one of the defending class-winning drivers from the 8-hour last year, and as you said, that huge victory was a big weight off the shoulders of the whole BMW squad, so happy days for him.
Niederhauser laying down the pace here in the early going. Set the fastest lap of the race last time around, and further back in the pack as spin. That is Adrian De Silva, the veteran from Malaysia who's gone around. Karn looks to be in fairly good shape, but he's going to drop well down the order. And Kyle, these are the kinds of things where if you don't get those full course yellows like we saw last year, only the one, you lose a bunch of track position like this, you lose a bunch of time like this, it's awfully hard to claw it
Well,
back.
if you're going to lose it at some point, you'd rather lose it now as the 28 jams up the inside. Eng past Stoltz into turn 4. A little crossover there and a battle side by side towards the chicane, Cal.
Yeah, and obviously Stoltz has to give it up immediately. You don't want to bound over those curbs too hard early in this race. You can damage the splitter, the diffuser, and the likes. That gives Mars a big rung. Stoltz is in trouble here. He's going to have to give up another position, I believe.
This is the car that started on the outside of the front row. Alex Pillow qualified second with a remarkable pole shootout yesterday, but the Lone Star Racing team, which has won here before under the guise of Crap Bamboo Racing, that was a couple of years ago, well, they're on the back foot. They've dropped a number of positions from second now all the way back to the fringes of the top 10 and 8th.
Yeah, I think as you mentioned with that EBM Porsche going for a spin, if you're going to make a mistake, you'd rather have it early on. But what worries me more is not having pace at all. And it seems like in the early stages, this 4 cars dropping back, Calvin, but there's so much left to go. We're only 6 minutes in, although the action has been filling it for the first few laps.
Engel making a move there on Adelson to move up to P4 overall on the day. But just a really solid start by Adam Adelson. The team will be really buoyed by his performance so far.
Under pressure here, though, from Philip Eng, who is taking that BMW from ST Racing to the front. We've seen this team do this early in races in previous editions of this race, and bringing in an absolute stud like Philip Eng certainly bolsters that driver lineup. By the way, we did see that spin for Adrian De Silva. Message from race control: an incident involving car 88 and car 91 is under review. And car 88 would be Custodio Toledo, who was running in close proximity to De Silva prior to the spin.
Let's not forget here, this little battle, this is for a class position for Bill Oberlin, Brun Choksi. They have an outside chance at the championship, but the only way they can do it is to win and hope the others have problems here. And Eng moves that car to the class lead.
That's right. 3 different classes here at the Indy 8-Hour. Intercontinental GT Challenge Pro, North America Pro, and also Pro-Am. We'll talk more about that as time allows, but right now, all eyes on this battle. And how about this charge from the youngster Luca Mars, who has impressed all season long and really showing what he's capable of here up against some big names.
Yeah, this weekend they showed pace immediately in practice, and Gabby Chavez has jumped in that car here this weekend as well. It was a front runner really for all of Thursday and Friday, Cal. So the pace looks great here early. They're challenging for a podium spot already in Pro.
Yeah, the car's really quick here. They've got a good notebook to work from with John Maraki and his crew, and I think got 3 drivers who are very evenly matched here this weekend. So if they keep their nose clean, they could have a really solid day.
Off to a good start, but still in the early stages here, not even 8 minutes into this. 5 laps in the books, and it's Patrick Niederhauser out in front. Lucas Stoltz has dropped back through the field, Amanda. Can you tell it? Well, we'll go there in a moment, try and get some information about Lone Star Racing, because it is certainly curious that Luca has struggled so much in the early going. In the meantime, how about this? Adelson defending vigorously, forcing Luca Mars down off what is really the racing surface onto some of that access road, but able to hold on to the spot is Adelson. Now, let's get more on the Luca Mars story. Excuse me, on the Lucas Stoltz story.
Yeah, I'll just give you a live look into the pit box here for Lone Star Racing, talking to AJ Peterson. No issues with this Mercedes. Said that they started on different tires than most teams out here, so strategy already underway here in these 8 hours.
All right, Cal, let's talk through that. The tire allotment, teams have been talking about it in the build-up to the race. The way you have to manage that over the course of the weekend, you're going to have to run some scuffed sets from time to time, right?
Yeah, I got a feeling they're probably on some of their qualifying rubber versus many of the others maybe starting on a sticker set here, so that could be that little drop in performance. You just got to hang on. Someone else is going to have to suffer the same penalty, so to speak, in terms of later in the race.
Here's a move up the inside, and this is that car that started at the back of the field. The number 33 of Dan Harper started 23rd, took him a lap to get to 16th, and now he's clawed his way into 11th, knocking on the door of the top 10, Kyle.
Yeah, an amazing drive early on here, and I think this charge is going to pay off for them as long as they can get all these cars past while they're still close together. As the race goes on, things get harder. You start throwing strategy and things into the mix. But if any team is capable of overcoming something like this, Cal, it's Team WRT.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are the strategy masters. They've got so much experience in this form of competition, so they'll certainly have him up on the wheel early here, maybe taking a little bit of risk, but not too much. You certainly want to be there at the finish. On the DXDT cars, that's tight there.
That's the 63 of Udell.
Yep.
Trying to stick the nose in there on Kenny Habul in the 75, Ryan.
Well, and we heard from Alexander Sims with you, Calvin, in the pre-race, lamenting the fact that in a straight line they feel like they are at a deficit. They did lose 10 kilos overnight in a late BOP adjustment, so that should help them a little bit. But when you're down on straight line speed, it makes it where you might see more of those lunges like we saw there from Alec, just because it's so hard to get up fully alongside.